Welcome to Capitan Morgan's War Games. I am a member of the Idiot Bears 40k Wargamers unification group on Facebook. I'll pop a link in the description below. This is the place to get your fix of anything 40k related. Hi, this video is on how I prepare for tournaments and games. Night before, shower, check all my bags, check all my equipment, check I've got the dice, split it down into unit specific bags, etc. I check the location, I check train, traffic, trains, however I'm getting to the venue, make sure that all the timings are spot on for me. I make sure I've got spare deodorant and spray, because during the summer those venues get extremely stifling and no one wants to be stinking the place out. I try and wear comfortable shoes. I also try and make sure that everything I've got aids my movement in between tables, as well as what I'm doing on the table. So everything is all geared to making sure that my time is used effectively. I get to a table, friendly or at next or a tournament, and as I'm taking my bag out, I will be asking my opponent questions about, do they have Vex, do they have psychic powers, forewarned, anything that can cancel out involve saves, do they have anything that can do something like forewarned intercept on when I deep strike, or do anything in have an action in any of my phases, like you in Inari do. I'll go through the list. I'll look at what weapons they've got, what threat range, what the ranges are, what the threat ranges are, what the damage is, and if I'm not sure, you always ask. If you see something that you, well, what does that do? I can't remember. Ask. It never hurts you. And most people will tell you exactly what. Some might not, but that depends on on their personality type. Once I've got everything out, I am then, and the board set up, and we're ready to start deploying units, I'll get my tape measures out, and I'll measure the distances from those units, and I will put their movement on top of it, so I know first turn where they're going to be able to shoot with moving. Do those units have ignore line of sight? Do they ignore cover? And what the range on that is as well. So it might be that I say, all right, I'm going to deploy further back away from those weapons, so that they can't affect my units. The units that I feel are important to me, say maybe like looters or my characters, or if it's my Thousand Sons, my Chaos detachment in that has got Havocs with less cannons and auto cannons, so I might push them a bit further back, and make sure they can't be targeted. I then go into looking at what melee, do they have any melee, do they have any, can they interrupt, do they have stuff that stops me fighting first even if I charge, do they have abilities like the armour rust that a unit fights last, or is there any little tricks and tips like that, or do they have do they have like a repulsor add distances to the charge, because that might affect my decision to jump something or teleport something in, because that'll be an 11-inch charge rather than a 9. It's all those sort of things that I think about and ask about while I'm deploying and setting up. I then go into, once we've got all the pre-game stuff sorted and we're ready to start, I then measure out my move distances, etc. I put a dice where I measure it, I put a dice down, then move a whole lot in accordance with that. Or I put one from the front of a unit, one from the back of a unit, and everything goes in between those two dice. For the psychic phase, again, I have a little and when using my stratagem, Magic Gathering players, you'll know these. I used to be you have played it in the past, but I've got, as you can see, my stratagems and my psychic powers all laid out so that I don't have to sort through a deck. They're all laid out, easy to read, easy to access from both me and my opponent. And I also got a dice tray to put my dice in, so I'm not chasing around the table trying to recollect them, and each time I use them, I put them back on the bag that they came in, so that I know what unit's using what. If I've got units like Gross and they're in shooting range or something, I generally don't roll dice for them, because they might do 1 wound and cause 1 damage. It's not worth it. It just takes up valuable seconds that could be used in more important areas. So again, on the Grots, if I've got 10 6-up saves, I'm going to say to my opponent, well, one of them might survive, remove the other 9, and then go from there. So and then of course it probably fail morale, so I'll take the whole unit off, and that just speeds the game up. If I've got an involved save and I feel no pain, so I've got 2 lots of saves, I'll probably roll the dice, because I might have a few more left. But generally I go through with my opponent, map hammer, and say, well, that's that many dead, let's get rid of them. Just to speed up the game. I've got these cable ties, 295mm, which is about, I think it's about 11 inch, 10, 11 inch, but I've cut them down to 9.1 inches so that when I go to deep strike, I put all these around the places where I want to deep strike them and check that I've got the room to put models in, and that speeds the game up as well, rather than having to measure out from several different units. I can do that, and it speeds up my game time. What I have been doing since I last played Nick is just setting up the army, going through my first turn, and I've got my deployment down to about 15-20 minutes. I want to shave another 5 minutes off that, but that's just a personal preference. I think 15-20 minutes for 200 models set up is pretty nifty. It takes me about 2.5-3 minutes a phase in my first turn. There's not much I can do about that. A lot of that's down to the number of dice I have to roll for certain units, and I'm using smaller dice because I fit them in my hand better, and they roll into the dice tray better. But also with these big lumps, it makes it a little harder to pick up and bits, but it swings and roundabouts. I think I could, so far, the last time I played Nick, we took 4 hours 20 minutes. That's with a recording, looking at rules. We should, which is pretty good. We say the filming takes and puts another hour or so onto a game time. So I'm about 3 hours 20 minutes for 5-6 turns. I need to get out down to shave 20 minutes off that to get it to 3 hours or 2 hours 45, depending on the tournament. So maybe 35 minutes off that, which isn't too much. And with what those little tips and tricks I've said, I know I can easily shave that time off by the time I get to my first competition. It's all about that preparation. If you prepare well, if you've got all those little bits set up, the dice, the little rules, the card set out, so that you're not wasting time looking through cards to find what power you want. You're not wasting time counting out dice. Those things are all important. If you shave seconds off each of those little bits, not having to look up to see unit X moves 5 inches, plus they get an extra inch, plus you can add X amount to the advance and charge rolls. Those things, if if you've practiced just the movement phase by yourself and no else, just move every unit, so you know what units do what, where you want them. It helps you with you learn your distances, you learn how far X amount of inches is, so that when you come to to it. You don't really even need a ruler, but you put the ruler down just so that your opponent can see that you're not gaining extra inches. Sweet. Bit of a long night last night. That's it really. Be prepared. Do little things like that, and you should find, but your gameplay speeds up dramatically. I mean, I'll give you an example. My Thousand Suns last year, I had my opponent in the second round. He had 3 fake breaks, and we still got 5 turns in that with 3 fake breaks and the loo break, and that was within 3 hours. So and each of those fake breaks was about 5-10 minutes long. So you're losing 15 to minutes to half an hour off your gaming time, but you still managed to get 5 games in. That shows you what practice and little bits and pieces like that do for saving you time. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you've have enjoyed, please hit the like button, press the subscribe button and hit the bell button to stay up to date with all my content. Also feel free to share anything you've enjoyed. Remember, everybody knows the dice are loaded.